How you guys doing after the long weekend? If you're in the United States, it's a long weekend. But if you're trading, you probably didn't trade yesterday regardless because it was a bank holiday, or at least you probably shouldn't. So 3 days off. It's nice to be back on the charts. Um, I kind of first want to just ask, I guess, for you guys that were trading today, did you guys take any trades? I'd be very curious to see in the comments the trades you guys took. And if you guys like today's price action in terms of for entries, did you guys have a winning day, losing day? If you did trade, I just want to hear you guys' opinions because I always forget that everyone trades slightly different, and where some days might not be good for me, can be really good for someone else. So I'm just curious what everyone was feeling about today with the market, and just let me know if you guys took any trades today. Because for me, I do not really do well in super trending conditions. There's variations of trend days where I can do well, but if we just get an open and we just trend from open with no real clear understanding of a smaller time frame manipulation or retracement to a fair value gap, then I can't really do much, which is a flaw with my trading, but it's something I've recognized, and I don't force my hand on these days where I don't really have the best ability to take trades, right? I don't have the best ability on trend days, which some people love trend days. Maybe if you don't trade ICT, maybe if you do trade ICT concepts, you still can do well on trend days and make a lot of money. But for me personally, that's not the case. So I'm going over the 1 hour time frame. Another reason why I wasn't super high conviction today was just if we pull up the 4 hour chart. We are downward trending, and yes, we're just consolidating. So this is a really sloppy downtrend, really slow downtrend, right? This is a speedy uptrend, right? This is the expansion. This is when you're really bullish, when you're really trending, and this is just a choppy retracement. I think we're just coming back to equilibrium. Maybe to take out this low, then go higher. We'll have to see. But going into the day, I wrote down my idea for the trading day. I said massive consolidation and range bound on the higher time frame, anything above the 15-minute and higher. Overall, the short-term trend is bearish. Short-term as in this kind of last week, few days, whatever. I said short-term trend is bearish, but still have the equal highs as the targets left from last week. We'll wait for a clear trade as market looks bearish, but I want to see the equal highs. So on NQ, I wanted to see these equal highs here, these three, right? We just keep continuously failing to take these highs out. I'll mark them out here so it's easier to see. Right there, we keep failing to take them. So going into the morning, I kind of want to see that area get manipulated to then go lower if we wanted to. But the reason I have the split screen between ES, which is on the right, and NQ on the left, is because even though we have the equal highs, we didn't technically need to take them because we actually have a bearish SMT. So we have a SMT from, where is it? So this is the high here, right? But we even have an SMT from a higher time frame. So we even have an SMT here, right? We have a bearish SMT, and if we just go from this high to make it easier, from Thursday's high, we have a bearish SMT. So price was actually very efficient. I just wanted to show you guys this bearish SMT because this kind of carries today's price action. So just to get that kind of out of the way, I just had that pulled up. This is the practice account. On the paper accounts, or not paper account, eval accounts, we're at 1,300 and 1,050 on the two balances. This account, that's 1,300 up, rebills at the end of this week, so on Saturday morning. So I have 3 more trading days to keep this account above $1,000 to then rebill it. So now that we have the SMT in mind here, right, going into the day, what did I see? This is on the 1 hour. So I did say would want to see the 1 hour bearish fair value gap inverse or ran through to validate long. So if I wanted to be long bias, I needed to see this get ran through. But if it didn't, then I would be bearish because we had this low, all these low resistance liquidity lows, and this low here that I think will be our final target. So going into the day, what did I notice? I noticed this 1 hour bearish fair value gap. And right, it's marked out here. I'm going to keep the drawings off for a second. So we have this 1 hour gap. And what do? We trade into it at 8 o'clock. We trade in, we take out these highs here, boom, in the fair value gap, and we displace lower. And we continue lower the rest of the day. The 9 a.m. candle took out both draws and liquidity. So this is where I need to see either a bullish reaction or a follow through. We get the follow through. Now this is now my main target, which is obvious. We're really close. But going to the day, that's what I was looking at here. We have the 1 hour marked, the equal highs, and here's where the price action really unfolded. So we'll kind of jump down to the lower time frames and kind of go over there. Right, we had this new day opening gap that was from NVIDIA earnings that caused this massive gap, which was around a like 80, 90 point gap. So that was a target that I also wanted to see. We ended up coming down to, but if we zoom in here on the 30-minute, right, again, we had the SMT from here and here. We had SMT, and then we have this 1 hour imbalance. So it looked very bearish, and what I've been finding recently is that on these types of days where you just have to respect the higher time frame, right? We have an SMT. The market's telling us it's not ready to go up to the equal highs yet. We have SMT. We're holding bearish price structure. We're displacing through lows. We're holding bearish imbalances here. Boom. We get a 1 hour tap. We sell off, right? And then we zoom in more. 15-minute, we don't really get much. Notice here on the 15-minute, we never pull back to a 15-minute fair value gap ever until right here, right? And now we're respecting it so far. And then also on the 5-minute, we never get any pullback to a fair value gap. Ever we get one nowhere. We never get one until obviously we're in one now. So there was just no real opportunity in the market, right? This market open right here, right on this candle here, and we sell off 300 points straight down. No retracements, right? The only things that are getting respected are the order blocks. The up close candles are getting respected. Every up close candle got respected. So if we jump down even lower, right, because we had no opportunity on the 5-minute, 15-minute, or anything like that, we pull into this imbalance, the 1 hour, we displace lower, right? We pull back up here, we inverse this fair value gap, and then we sell from here, right? This is a low model inside of a model. We have a market maker sell model here because we were climbing up to this imbalance, sweeping liquidity, boom, changing state and delivery here, breaking structure, pulling back up to discount, inversing, boom. If you were super confident in that, but this is 5 minutes before market opens, so this is not really a trade, you could have catch 49 points to this low and then hold runners. But again, that's not really an opportunity for me to trade or anything that I missed out on. That's just something to observe and learn from. So yeah, the market here today on the 1 minute, if you see, right, we open price here on this candle, we sell off, we don't even pull up at all, sell off, boom, sweep out this high, pull into, I think, a 3-minute imbalance. Come on. A 3-minute imbalance here is enough to send price lower. We hold another 3-minute imbalance, send price lower. So you kind of get what I'm trying to explain here is that the market just sold and sold and sold, right? And some people that trade trend lines or trade, people that trade trend lines and trend days models, right, that don't trade ICT concepts at all, they had a great day today. We might have had whatever the confluences could be for how people trade those, right? You have bear flags the whole way, boom, comes up to here, you don't know yet, boom, it comes down, okay, maybe we're a trend day down, comes up here, okay, I'm gonna give a short limit here with my stop above this, boom, trades underneath the low, take profit, trail my stop to this high, boom, come down, trail again, take another profit, trail this high, boom, comes down, take another profit. A clean day, right? So that's kind of how other people trade this stuff. So just because you don't have an opportunity in the market doesn't mean that the market wasn't good, or that doesn't mean that someone didn't make money. It just means that your specific strategy or your edge wasn't there and did not present itself today. So that sometimes can be tough to accept because it's really tempting to want to trade every single day. And, you know, not being able to take a trade kind of is annoying because when you're focused on making money, which I focus on making money, right, and which is not a good thing, but being able to step back, and I'm proud of today not forcing anything, even though there was nothing really to force, right? But I'm proud with how I didn't force anything because these are days where I don't need to trade, right? The reason why you get anxious and want to make money is just because you're not focused on the process. And what I mean by that is not probably what you exactly expect. I'm not saying, oh, focus on the process, not the money, just to say it. What it means and what it actually implies is that if you focus on making money in the short term but don't develop the skills, then no trade days are days that are bad, right? So if you don't have the skill to trade consistently, then a day that you don't trade is a day you can't make money, so that makes it bad. So if you don't know how to trade, a no trade day is horrible. But if you know how to trade, you don't want to even be trading that often. You want to be taking less trades. You want to be taking just the best quality entries and capitalize on those and scale up over time, right? Because trading is a scalable game. It's not about how many points you can get, right? Nothing else matters besides consistency and being profitable in terms of just winning more amounts than you lose. So the people that worry about how many points they get per day or this or that don't worry about their their winning, not percentage, or not win percentage, but profitability, I guess, they're doing it wrong. Because if you don't trade someday, right? If I don't trade today, and then like this week, right? If I take two trading days, if I trade twice, I take two setups and they both win, but I only get 50 points on one and 30 points on the other. 80 points for the whole week isn't going to change my life right now. But 80 points when I can trade 5 full contracts, that's $100 per point. That's $8,000. That will definitely change my life. So it's just focusing on the process. So even on a slow week where if you only took 2 trades, a 30-point trade and a 50-point trade, you just made $8,000 instead of making $100 or $400 or however many dollars you make, right? You still had a great week. And 80 points is really nothing to be ashamed of, because that is on 5 micros. That is literally $800. So that's an $800 week. That's not anything terrible, right? That's a solid week. So even on 5 micros. So the point being is that focus on the process doesn't mean just, worry about trading and just treat it like, like you're playing a sport, right? Where you're just trying to get better and better at doing it, but you're not really worried about making money. If you worry about the skill, you will make more money, because you will be able to leverage yourself with more confidence. You'll be able to do everything with more and more confidence, right? So this actually would be a nice paper entry right here to go to this high, because we have the low resistance liquidity. We get an inverse. We're holding this imbalance. I don't like it though, because the overall picture is bearish, right? So I want to see this become maybe a turtle soup, right? Where could this be? Yeah, turtle soup. It could be a 30-minute imbalance, right? We pull back into, and it could be later. It could be a 1 hour. So this is actually looking pretty nice to get a manipulation this high to then sell off lower. But that's just a little idea in my head. But again, my point being is that if you focus on the skill, you will make more money. So basically, focusing on the skill is a better way to focus on making money, right? Because that's all you're doing with trading is focusing on how to make money. When people just say, oh, focus on the skill, not the money, focus on the skill so that you can focus on the money, right? And it's kind of counterintuitive, but you will make more money if you just focus on the skill. And that's why I kind of am trying to get to here is I'm a lot more calm in days like this where I don't have a trade, and not taking a trade doesn't bother me as much, because I understand that yes, I could spend the next 2 weeks to a month on this account just to pass the eval. And for someone that's just wanting to make money, passing eval over the course of a month doesn't really matter. But for me, I've never passed an eval. So if it takes me a month to pass it, cool. I just did something I've never done before. I've just gotten better in a sense, and I've taken that next step, right? So for me, it's about the process. And the next step in my process and my journey of becoming profitable is being able to pass an evaluation account without doing something dumb or over leveraging or big contracts or gambling or revenge trading or over trading. If I can just stick to my process and pass an account, then that means that I've made $3,000, right? Obviously, I can't take it. It's just eval money. It's not like a cashable amount. But with a good process that proves consistently profitable over time by me making good decisions, $3,000 is great, right? That just means that I'm profited $3,000 before I lost it. So then then I can have that confidence carry over to the next phase, which is where I drop down in size, I trade the Express account, and I work on getting a payout. And I just do the same thing. I do the same process of finding great trades, holding them right, and building up to the eval to where I can cash. And then after that, you cash out and you start saving towards a live account. And then you do the same thing with your live account, and you just rinse and repeat. And eventually these building blocks, and you keep getting better and better. And then it doesn't matter about anything else small, right? Today, even if I took a trade that wasn't a great setup and it made me $1,500, and now I'm right there past my account, $200 away from passing my account, it wouldn't do anything for me in the long run because, one, this money can't be withdrawn, and two, if I got lucky or if I can't have something repeatable or if I over leveraged, I can't do that consistently, so it's not going to help me, right? So if something can't help you in the long run, why would you do it in the short term, right? And that's where I've been stuck in that mindset for a long time. It's just short-term gratification. Even though I don't go into the month or the week or whatever with that short-term mindset, but it's very easy to go from having a good plan, being focused, and again, I love the Mike Tyson quote that I bring up all the time on this account, but everyone has a plan until they get punched in the face, and that's the case. I come into every day wanting to be patient, wanting to work on taking good setups, wanting to work on holding my trades, but as soon as something doesn't go my way, maybe I'm bored, maybe I've been sitting here for a long time, maybe something looks all right, maybe my objective for the day has been taken and I get baited into another setup, boom, I got punched in the face and I made a mistake, right? So I have to keep my plan even when things get boring, when things get hard, when I'm in drawdown, when the trade's in success. No matter what, I have to keep the plan in mind, and the plan is do what I know works, do it consistently, do it well, and continuously get better and better each day. So that's what we did today, which I'm very proud of. I didn't take a trade, even though, there wasn't anything that I even would have stumbled on and even really thought about taking. If I'm being honest, there was nothing that even really jumped out in my head that was like, ooh, maybe I kind of want to take this. I didn't really see any opportunity like that. So it is easy to be patient these days. But another thing to take into consideration is today's the day after a bank holiday. So a lot of times it's just going to be like basically a no news Monday price action, or it's just going to be a little bit wonky just because we had a 3-day weekend, right? It's why are Mondays typically not the best for us, or for me at least, and it's just about knowing these things, knowing the things about yourself and knowing your weaknesses and knowing where you're likely to go wrong. And I like to reemphasize the process today. Like, I'm glad I was talking about it because, again, that's something I need to hear, because it's easy to not worry about the process and it's easy to forget about the process. It's easy to think that, oh man, if I can only make $3,000 over a whole month passing the eval, even if that was on my Express account, that's only $3,000 a month. That's only $30,000 a year, and that's only like $36,000 a year after taxes. That's like $25,000, $26,000. So in your head, you're doing all these things, and you're like, if I had this month and I passed my eval in a month, that's only $3,000. And if that was on Express, I did that every single month. That's only like $25,000, $30,000 a year. And then in your head, it's like, that's not even that good. But you're forgetting that that's not the end goal. The end goal is not to just make $3,000 a month. It's not just to pass one account. It's not just to have one Express account. It's to get consistently good enough that you can increase your size, increase your leverage, copy trade multiple accounts, get more than one payout, right? And those things don't happen with just, getting lucky. You can't get lucky to do those things. You can get lucky to get a payout. You can get lucky to pass an eval, but you can't get lucky to be consistently profitable. You just can't. So I can't worry about how long it takes me to pass my eval, because my eval has nothing to do with long-term profitability and long-term success. It has absolutely nothing to do with it. Even my first payout won't have anything to do with it. It will be the collective effort of days where I'm calm, patient, and doing the right thing over and over and over. So I do the right thing so often that's almost impossible for me to do the wrong thing, so that my only losses come from the market losing rather than me beating myself, right? You don't want to lose to yourself in this trading game. You want to lose to the market. You don't want to lose to yourself. And that's the biggest thing that I need to start working on, is I cannot beat myself. I can't lose to myself. I only should lose to the market. And what I mean by that is I should only lose to the market on good setups, right? Losing to yourself versus the market is very different. Losing to yourself is over trading, not following your plan, not following your rules, taking bad setups, getting emotional, not stopping yourself out after you've lost too much on the day, taking profits early. All these things which we struggle with is just ourselves, right? We have control over the setups we take. We have control over revenge trading. We have control over, chasing losses. We have control over exiting trades early. The things that you have control over, you can beat. You can win because you physically have control. I physically can control myself from pressing a button here. If I want to go short right now, there's absolutely nothing stopping me from going short right now. But because I have that free will, that ability to place a trade right here, that could make me, right? If I would have went short, I would already be up 7 points and already up like around 10 points if I just did that with one contract that's $200 or 2 full contracts that's $400, right? Or 5 contracts that's $1,000. I could have made $1,000 with my free will to push a button, but that's not profitable. That's not consistent. That's gambling, right? And once you realize that you have control over everything, and once you can beat and I don't want to lose to myself, I want to win against myself every single time. And winning is doing the right thing, which is following your rules, staying disciplined, all these things. And you might lose every once in a while, but if you can win more often than not, you will be able to start really learning. You'll be able to figure out a better edge because you'd be able to be clear-minded. You'd be able to review. You'd be able to see, okay, I'm doing all the things right. I'm not making any mental mistakes. I'm not revenge trading. I'm not doing this. I'm not doing that. But it's still not profitable as much as I want, or maybe I'm unprofitable. What can I change? Boom. And then you can objectively change things. But if I'm getting out of winners early, it skews my results. It skews the profit loss. If I'm chasing losses, it makes my losses way bigger. And I can't get an accurate representation of how good am I actually trading because I'm losing to myself, not even the market, right? So the goal is to be losing to the market. Don't be losing to yourself. And that's where it just takes a lot of time and experience to lose to the market, right? And losing to market is winning against yourself, but the trade not working. And that's the goal. That's the end goal for everyone. So this 15-minute to 2-minute is actually playing out nice. We were in the 15-minute. It's kind of sloppy, but we inverse the 2-minute. Would expect to see this low. But again, I'm not looking to place a trade because of where we're at in the chart. So that's kind of what all I really wanted to talk about was just understanding. Mainly, I think it's just understanding yourself, and then also completely understanding where you do well in the market, right? Understanding market conditions that suit you and don't suit you, right? I'm not very suitable to trade trending conditions, super hard trends with no real pullbacks, no real fair value get taps, right? If we came down here and we retraced up here and total suit this high, inverse lower, right, with displacement, then I could look to sell to this low and then hold runners. But I don't have the ability to trade when it doesn't do that for me. It doesn't provide the opportunity for myself that I know and I have confidence in. So I did all the right things in terms of following my plan, staying disciplined, and I'm really happy for that. So we have 3 more days this week. I'm going to hopefully try and kill it the rest of this week and keep worrying about the process rather than the outcome, and we'll keep getting better 1% every single day. And it is a long run, right? It might be a year before I'm even close to the results that I want in terms of making money-wise, in terms of dollar amounts. But in terms of getting better, I have control every single day of getting better, and that's all I can ask to do is just get better every single day. So that's where my head's at today. That's why we didn't take a trade. That's how I read the market. Let me know in the comments about what you guys have been seeing today, any trades you took, mistakes, anything like that. But I appreciate you guys for tuning into the videos. And yeah, I'm going to get this uploaded. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Let's keep killing it. Peace.